Welcome. Today we're going to be discussing Heavenly Ascent, its execution, some of the things that can go wrong during its execution, things you can do to compensate or fix those issues, and just general things you should know about the technique. So let's start out with the ideal attack, which is an applied major, which is a two-handed choke from the front. Now keep in mind, for the sake of the video, he's not actually applying the choke so that you guys can hear me and I'm not struggling for breath while I'm trying to explain the video. But this could also be done of an applied minor or an in-flight minor, which means it's an attempted choke or a push. It all depends on your reading of the attack and when you were able to react. So we have a technique, thrusting wedge, where we react early and we part the arms. We're going to be doing the vertical version where we were delayed. For some reason we didn't see it. He's already applied it, and we want to do the same concept but on a vertical instead of a horizontal. So a couple things can go wrong in this first maneuver, so let's talk about it. The first one being interlocking your fingers. I don't want to interlock my fingers as I deliver the first strikes because now they're trapped. I basically put myself in a lock, and like he just did, if he grabs them, it's going to be very hard for me to separate the hands or react to something that I'm not expecting. So a better way would be just to grab without interlocking the fingers. So the next thing that can go wrong here is I try to execute the elbow before clearing the arms, which means I'm trying to do all of these moves together, and it's not going to help if he's actually applying the choke because I haven't really cleared the arms and I don't have a base. So what you want to think about is clearing the arms and then delivering the elbow. So think about floating. This falls into the family grouping of floating. This is a degree of floating. We're using gravitational opposition to clear the arms and then be able to deliver the strikes. So now let's talk about gauging. Where you step is important. Depending on your height and your opponent's height, if I was to step too narrow, I'm not going to have the reach that I want for the elbow. If I step too deep, I'm going to be too jammed to deliver any strikes. So keep in mind, you want to gauge to a place where you're going to be able to shift and rotate to get to where you want. But keep in mind that if he was a lot taller than me, no matter how good I gauge, I'm just not going to be able to reach him with my elbow due to my size limit. So keep that in mind, and that's okay. If you follow the formulation equation, we have things like delete. This would be an instance where I would just delete that strike and continue to my follow-up maneuvers that I can reach and be effective with. So now let's talk about timing. Again, I want to clear the arms and then use the rotation for the strike. The reason we're using the rotation is to get our alignments. And again, reach. We're using a short range weapon. I want to make sure I turn all the way to the horse to give me maximum depth. So the next thing that can go wrong from here is I try to pull my arm back to get a lot of power for the elbow, which causes a pass line, which you can take advantage of, and then I won't be able to hit him. So remember, we have an outer rim. I want to stay within my outer rim. So once I clear the arms and I rotate, I want to go up, not back. Get the elbow cocked, and then I can settle. Again, the thing that can go wrong here is I want to start facing my work, and I start shifting to the neutral, but pulling my shoulder away, which is putting the shoulder out of alignment. I want to make sure I just settle into my horse, and then use the rotation for the back knuckle. So a thing that can go wrong with the back knuckle, again, you're hit with the bones instead of the knuckles. So make sure you actually use the knuckles to deliver the back knuckle. And then this starts our overlapping circles. We're going to be doing overlapping circles. And then this is okay to shift to the neutral bow because we went from a short range to a long range, but to the same target. Not the same target, but the same depth in target, right? We're going to a short range target. So I want to be able to shift so I can use the long range weapon. Again, now I'm going to rotate to get reach for my backhand so I can do the heel palm or the claw, or the way that you should be doing it is sophisticated basic. I want to do one maneuver with multiple effects. So the way you want to think about it is I do the heel palm and follow it up with the claw. So again, you could do this as a heel palm, you could do it as a claw. You want to try to be sophisticated and do it as both. And obviously I'm going to the body so I don't accidentally break his nose since I'm looking at you guys and not at my opponent. But the idea would be to do it here at the face. We're doing the heel palm followed by the claw. We're going to reverse and go in the opposite direction from a circle to a line, doing a heel palm or a four-finger poke, or like we just talked about, sophisticated basic, why not both? So I get to here and I go 1, 2. I get the heel palm and the poke, which exposes the target, and then we finish with our half knuckle. The thing that can go wrong with the half knuckle, again, is with our rotation. I can over-rotate, pulling my shoulder away from what I'm hitting because I'm getting ready to leave. And I don't want to do that. What I want to do is shift all the way back to the horse again to get the alignments. I want everything in line so I can deliver backup mass, and then I'd be able to cover out and escape. So we're gonna do a quick walkthrough one more time. Remember, attack is an applied major. Establish my base gauging, clear the arms out of the way before striking with the elbow. Don't interlock the fingers. Use floating for gravitational opposition. And then time it. Do not cock the arm across, creating a pass line. Stay within my outer rim. Settle, using gravitational marriage to deliver the elbow. Start my rotations to do the overlapping circles as I do sophisticated basic. Again, reverse it using a sophisticated basic to expose the throat, getting my optimal rotation to the horse, and then covering out if you choose. We're going to do the execution one more time. For the sake of the video, I'm purposely going to be missing the target so I don't accidentally hurt him. Up. We hope this video helps you. Thank you very much.